Well, hello, YouTube watchers. I'm old. I'm not that old, but I'm old. Uh, I live in a house that in 5 more years will be 100 years old. I love my house. It'll be standing long after many of the houses in this town are gone. It was built right the day. I'm sitting right now in a room which is part of a building that was built in the late 1920s, early 30s, somewhere in that range. I don't have the exact date. Forgive me this one time. I don't have the exact date, but probably 1928-ish, 9, early 30, something like that. And for years, it was the Fairmont Hotel, historic, one of the icons in this town, one of the three iconic buildings in this town, along with the old library, which is now our new library, used to be the post office, and then Big Brick Warehouse. And this was the home to many, many tobacco uh, buyers from R.J. Reynolds to American Export, P. Lorillard, who came here and had nowhere else to stay during the summer when they were assigned here for the big Fairmont tobacco market. Well, guess what? Things get old,
Yeah.
things get worn out. It rains, buildings leak, windows are rotten, wood around them is, water stands in the basement, and on and on and on. If you own a house, you know what I'm talking about. So, fortunately for us, we asked for and received a huge amount, I consider it a huge
Yeah.
amount of money, to build a new town hall. And because we had this extra money, or the money that we saved by using a property that we already owned and didn't have to buy any property, we have monies that Mr. Chestnut, who in a moment is going to talk to you about, we believe that we can also add the building of a youth center along with the town hall, appropriately designed and built. I am so excited about this video today because this pretty much is the first time we've publicly announced
Yeah.
some plans toward that, because people have been asking, we know you got the $3.25 million, but what are you going to do with it? When are you going to do something? What are you going to do with the old building? What are you going to, on and on and on. So I'm going to let Mr. Chestnut deal with that part of it. Historically, we can't stay in this building forever.
Sorry.
We just can't. I mean, eventually the building's going to fall down at some point. What we hope, Mr. Chestnut's going to tell you, what we hope to do is what he says we hope to do. We've got plans, got some ideas. But I want you to know that when you ride by South Main Street in Fairmont, North Carolina, and look to your left, this three-story building is historic. Many, many people stayed in this building and rented rooms here during the tobacco season. Uh, it was a highlighted place during Sundays after church when people came and had meals here. It was decorated. We're very proud of this building, and no, we are not going to tear it down. I can't tell you what natural disasters may do, but we're not going to tear it down. So I'm going to defer to Mr. Chestnut now and let him tell you about some of the plans we have and some of the things we have going forward.
Most definitely, Mr. Mayor, and our listeners out there. This afternoon, we're going to release the RFQ for the future design and build of our town hall and youth center and other facilities in our downtown area. One of the things that struck me was that this is a beautiful building. I remember when I first came into town and looked at the building that we're currently living in, and I said, or working out of, I said, man, this is a beautiful building, you know, brick, historic, 3-story, it looks the part, you know, and it has served us well,
Right.
you know. The building, this building probably has, you know, probably $500,000 worth of deferred maintenance that should have been taking place throughout the years. But small towns, small budgets, things are what they are. So we talked to our General Assembly members about the condition of this building. We needed new funds to build a new town hall, youth center, fire department, police department, and you know, walk them through the building and show them the condition of the building. And they said they would help, and they delivered. So we're going to kick that project out. My full expectations are that in the month of June, is that our board will select a contractor to move forward with design build. I fully expect that the building, this construction will begin here over the next 60 to 90 days. This is a bright spot for the town of Fairmont to relocate our town services downtown in the historic district. Our hopes is that it brings people downtown, create a centralized place for services, and just move on. We have other projects going on this summer that we would, this a dovetail into. So, like we've always talked about, is that the year 2025 is going to be nothing but, projects and things on the ground happening. So I really look forward to this, Mr. Mayor. This has been a long time coming, and just looking beyond the new town hall. Our board, yourself, and the staff will determine the next steps for this building that we're sitting in. Our goal is not to tear it down, as it's been a centerpiece of this community for nearly 100 years. So going forward, I'm happy, I'm excited to see how these things move forward, to have better spaces for us to work out of and provide citizens for services for the citizens in our town, and a safe space for our youth. And it's just a more healthier and safer environment for us.
Two things, one historic and one non-historic. We're going to, rather than wear you out so you can't get outside and rake your yard and cook a pizza or whatever, we're not gonna do that to you today. We're gonna come back our next video will be concentrating on the youth center.
Yes.
Because it's just too much trouble. Now, the second thing is historic. Actually, this should have been the first thing. I was sworn in as a town commissioner on the first floor of this building on December the 17th, 1977. With the exception of 2 years when I wasn't in government, in 14 and 15. I've been in this building, off and on, for 46 and a half years.
Wow.
That's historic for me, personally. So the answer to the question is, unless God decides to knock this building down, and Jerome Chestnut has a death wish, which he does not,
No, definitely not.
and I have a death wish, which I do not, we're going to find something that this building can be used for when the last computer is moved out of this building to the new town hall facilities, whenever that occurs. We'll be talking to some people in the meantime at some point in there about what they can do to continue to use this building.
Most definitely.
So to answer all of your questions before you set up the pitchforks and the firebrands around this building, no, the town of Fairmont is not going to tear down the town hall.
That's right.
It'll be used by somebody for some purpose.
That's right.
Stand by for next week, because we're going to be talking a little bit more about other facilities, including hopefully something that means important to me and Mr. Chestnut, a youth center.
Most definitely.
Have a great weekend, a great day, a great lunch, whatever you want to do. Have it great. Bye-bye.